Hello, carnivore hunters. This is Rick. There's a couple of pages I follow that are carnivore on Facebook, and some guy had made a comment on there that kind of intrigued me the other day. And I don't know if he was making a suggestion or if it was like he was saying, "Oh, this is the bomb. You got to try it." He wasn't really specific. There was no recipe attached, but what he was inquiring or making a statement on was pork rinds tossed in brown butter. I thought that sounds interesting. I do like pork rinds, although if you're carnivore, you got to be careful with these because uh, if you eat them like a bag of potato chips, like in a bad habit way, you're not going to lose the weight. That's why I've got this small bag. I've got 4 ounces here. And then I've got some butter. I'm going to do this whole thing of butter, and whatever's left over from this, I'll just make some butter bites and put them in these molds, and we'll see all that. This is a 2-for-1 video today, guys. So my thought is just to pour the pork rinds into this bowl and pour some butter in and toss it kind of like you would movie popcorn or something. And so I got to wondering, is the butter going to make these soggy? So I think once I get the butter poured onto them, I'm going to put them straight to the refrigerator and let that butter solidify back up. And then we'll start making some brown butter bites. I've never made brown butter bites before, so this is all new to me. And of course, this is just an experiment. So we'll come back at the end, taste test it, and I'll let you guys know if it's worth it. So let me reposition the camera, and we'll be back in just a moment. So from what I'm told, you want to put the pan onto a medium to a medium high heat. So I am going to start with a medium heat and see what this does. So I got some tips from my brother because he has made brown butter before, and he said if you let it go too long, it really brings out the salt, and it turns out being a little too salty. And I have had that with whatever my brother had during our hunt this year. So anyway, I've got some unsalted butter here. So in case I do go too long inadvertently. All right, there's our 2 sticks of butter. This may be too much, but we'll make it work. Okay, carnivore hunters, I don't know if you can see this, but it's starting to bubble in spots. That's what you want. You want it to bubble. I'm sorry, question I had on too high. We'll get it just in a moment. Let's try to keep making this here. I'm going to put this in this air. I'm going to medium low. So what we're looking for is for this butter to brown. That's the advantage of using stainless with brown butter bites. If you're using cast iron or even a black Teflon, which you don't want to use Teflon because of the microplastics, but you can easily see when this is going to start to brown. I believe another thing when you know you're almost done that you're looking for is apparently it will slow down bubbling. And it seems to be slowing down just a bit, but I'm still not seeing any brown butter. The butter is starting to get darker here. I am seeing some brown sediment when I pull these bubbles away. I am seeing some brown sediment at the bottom. And that brown sediment might be what we're looking for. According to my brother, you just let this foam kind of disappear and you're done. I feel like some of this is sticking to the bottom of my pan, so I'm just making sure it's all lifted and none of it's wasted. The bubbling has definitely stopped. The foaming is just about gone. I think we're done, guys. The foam's not quite going away just yet, but the butter is looking very brown. So I'm going to move the camera around again, and we'll get started with the pork rinds. Okay, here we go, carnivore hunters. I'm just going to dump these into the bowl. We'll bring our butter over. It doesn't seem to be making these soggy at all. I might be able to taste this one now. Wow. Like I said, I don't know if it was a suggestion or what this guy was talking about when he talked about this, but I'm going to have to be real careful with this. It is delish. I am going to throw it in the fridge. It doesn't seem to be making it soggy. And now I'm going to get started with, actually, so I saw somebody else on Facebook or YouTube. No, it was YouTube. They just use a spoon to fill up their little molds. So that's what I'm doing here. Definitely brown. I may have overdone it, but when they solidify, we'll turn the camera back on and let you all take a look. So I'm going to hit pause. I'll be right back. Okay, carnivore hunters, I thought I'd bring you down to the man cave to do the taste test of the pork rind and the butter bites. First thing I want to point out with the butter bite is this turned out much darker than the other butter bites I've seen. You usually see a spot of brown and the rest of it is yellow. So I may have gone too long with cooking this, but let's see what it tastes like. Okay, so a couple things. It's okay. I've had better. My brother does a great job making these. I would stick with the salted butter.
There's absolutely no salt flavor in that at all. And I think I did overcook it. It was kind of bland, and missing out on the butter may have something to do with that. But I'm not going to let it go to waste. Those I'll take those for snacks at work and give me the boost of energies at work. The second taste test was the brown butter pork rinds. So let's give this a shot. I tried it fresh off the stove, but let's try it. I've had this sitting in the fridge for a minute. That, for some reason, with the bland butter bites, it still tastes really, really good with the pork rind. So I'm gonna try that again sometime. I may or may not make a video about that. Maybe I'll make a short and to update everybody. But both of those were, the butter bites were okay. The pork rinds with the butter were delicious. They were crunchy. They weren't soggy. I think maybe having them in the refrigerator helped with that. But anyways, thanks for joining us. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think, things I could do better maybe for those of you that have more experience doing this. And we'll see you all next time.